Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to start force of buoyancy, or we can also consider it as thrust. So before going to start this topic, those who are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel so that you can receive notifications regarding my channel, as well as you can watch my previous videos so that you can clear your concepts and you can solve as many numericals as you can. And remember one point, learning physics is very easy. It is not hard, because by analyzing you can understand the physics in a easy manner, so that you can implement the understood concept on any numerical and you can use this on the problems. Let's start this topic of force of buoyancy. We can also call it as a thrust. Observe the definition. The resultant force due to fluid pressure acting on an immersed body in upward direction is known as a buoyancy force. So if we consider a fluid in a container, now I am going to consider an imaginary body within the fluid like this. So here when we consider the pressure along the horizontal, we know that pressure along the horizontal will remain same. Already we had seen it in our previous video, and we had represented that pressure along the horizontal is represented as P1 equals to P2. So pressure at this point is equals to pressure at this point. Similarly, we can represent pressure at this point is equals to pressure at this point, and pressure at this point is equals to pressure at this point. Means along the horizontal pressure remains the same on an body. Now we are going to represent the pressure along the vertical. For this we consider 2 points, 1 and 2. Pressure on the surface of the body is represented as P1, and pressure acting on below the surface of the body from the beneath is represented as B2, where we know that area of this imaginary body is A, and height of this body is represented as H. Now observe that the force acting on this face is represented as P1 into A, F1 is equals to. Whereas in this case the force acting from the bottom is represented as F2 equals to P suffix 2 into A. If the body is at rest position, if the body is not moving, then we can represent the pressure difference, where we know that the weight acts in the downward direction and it is represented as mg. Observe that this force as well as weight is acting in the downward direction, and the force F2 is acting in the upward direction. Since the body is at rest position, the resultant force acting in this case is represented as F net is equals to 0. Why? Because the body is at a rest position. Based on this, now we are going to represent a upward force is equals to downward force. Here the upward force is F2 and the downward force is F1 as well as a weight mg. So now I am going to equate both the terms, where F2 is nothing but P suffix 2 into A is equals to P suffix 1 into A plus mg. When we bring this P1 towards this side, the expression is represented as P suffix 2 into A minus P suffix 1 into A is equals to mg, where mg is nothing but weight of this imaginary body. Now we are going to consider the mass of this body in terms of density and volume, whereas volume can be represented as V equals to area of the cylinder into height h. From this density equals to mass by volume, then mass is equals to density into volume. Density into volume. So in the place of mass we are going to substitute these values, then expression can be represented as, here observe that P suffix 2 minus P suffix 1 into A is equals to rho into V into G. This P suffix 2 minus P1 into A is equals to rho Vg, represents a force of buoyancy, or we can also represent it as a upthrust. So here we are going to represent the expression in terms of force. Observe that P suffix 2 into A is nothing but F2 minus P suffix 1 into A is F1 is equals to V rho G, where V is volume of a body immersed, where rho is a density of a fluid, and G is a acceleration due to gravity. F2 minus F1 is equals to V rho G. The same expression can also be represented in terms of height. From the surface of the fluid, the first phase is at a height of h1. The second phase of the cylinder is at a height of h2. Then, in this case, the force cannot be represented in terms of height. Observe that F2 minus F1 is equals to V rho G, where volume is equals to area into height. So the expression can be represented as F2 minus F1 is equals to, here the height difference nothing but h is equals to h2 minus h1. So in the place of h we can substitute h2 minus h1. Then expression can be represented as area into h2 minus h1 into rho into g. Rho into g. Or we can also represent it as area into height into rho into g. This represents the buoyancy force in terms of area of the cylinder, height of the cylinder, as well as the density of the fluid and gravity. So here what we are going to represent is as we place a bucket in the well in order to drag the water. Here what happens is when the bucket is in air, we feel it as a weight. When the bucket is in the fluid, we can experience less weight as compared to the weight of the bucket in air. That is being represented by this buoyancy force, nothing but upthrust. Upthrust. Take a screenshot. We'll continue. Let's solve a problem based on this buoyancy force. Observe that if a body of height 8 cm is dipped in a fluid, the body rises up to a height of 4 cm and area of the body is 3 cm square. Find the buoyancy force acting on the body due to the fluid. So here we are going to consider a body which is dipped in a fluid. Since the body has been dipped, the body has risen to a height of 4 cm from the surface of the fluid. So the remaining body which is in the fluid is 4 cm, whereas the total height of the body is 8 cm, whereas area of the body is 3 cm square. Based on this data, now we have to represent the buoyancy force, where we know that buoyancy force F suffix B is equals to V rho G, whereas volume of the body immersed in the fluid, whereas rho is the density of the fluid and G is acceleration due to gravity. And we know that acceleration due to gravity can be represented as 10 meter per second square, and we know the density of the fluid, nothing but water, is 10 to the power of 3 kg per meter cube. Now here we have to represent the volume of the body within the fluid, whereas we know that V is equals to area into height of the body within the fluid. Area of the body is 3 centimeter square, and height of the body within the fluid is 4 centimeter. 3 into 4 is 12. So here we get a 12 centimeter cube. Since the remaining quantities are in SI system, we are going to convert this centimeter cube into SI system in terms of meter cube. And here we know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters, nothing but 10 to the power of 2 centimeters. Based on this data, we can represent 1 centimeter equals to 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. So in the place of centimeter, we are going to substitute 10 to the power of minus 2. 10 to the power of minus 2 whole cube is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 6. So it can be represented as 12 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter cube. Let us substitute all these values in this expression. Then we can represent the buoyancy force. Observe that the volume of the body within the fluid is given as 12 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into density of the fluid is 10 to the power of 3 into acceleration due to gravity is 10. Observe that 12 into minus 6 plus 3 minus 3 minus 3 plus 1 minus 2. So here we can represent it as 12 into 10 to the power of minus 2. We can also represent it as 0.12 Newton. So this is the buoyancy force acting on the body in the upward direction, like this. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about apparent weight of a body. Whereas apparent weight of a body is represented as the difference of actual weight of the body in air and loss of weight of body due to buoyancy force or upthrust. So here we are representing apparent weight is nothing but actual weight of the body in the air minus loss of weight of the body due to buoyancy force acting on the body. So based on that, here we can represent the actual weight of the body as mg and loss of the weight of the body due to buoyancy force, and we know that the buoyancy force is represented as V rho, where V is the volume of the body which is immersed in the fluid, rho is the density of the fluid, g is acceleration due to gravity. So from this expression I am going to take a mass and gravity as common, mg as a common. Observe that 1 minus V rho g V rho by m. Here mass m, it is represented in terms of mass of the body. So here if we consider density of the body as sigma equals to mass by volume, then mass of the body can be represented as sigma into V, density into volume. So in the place of m we can substitute sigma into V. As we substitute here, the expression can be represented as mg into 1 minus V rho by V sigma. Observe that V gets cancelled. Then the expression can also be represented as mg into 1 minus rho by sigma. This represents the expression for apparent weight of the body. Based on this expression, now we are going to solve a numerical. Observe that if a body is immersed in a fluid, then 3/5 of the body floats in air. Calculate apparent weight of the body, where rho suffix b is nothing but the density of the body is 1600 kg per meter cube, mass of the body is 0.4 kg, and density of the fluid is 800 kg per meter cube. So observe that rho is equals to 800 kg per meter cube, and density of the body is sigma equals to 1600 kg per meter cube, and mass of the body is 0.4 kg. After that, we know the acceleration due to gravity can be represented as 10 meter per second square. After that, 3 by 5th of the body is floating in air. So 2 by 5th of the body is within the fluid itself. Then upthrust, nothing but buoyancy force, is equals to 2 by 5 of V rho G, where V is the volume of the body. From this density and mass, we can represent the volume. Volume is equal to mass by density. After that, mass of the body is 0.4 by density of the body is 1600. So here after that 0.1 by 400. Then the expression can be represented as 1 by 4000. Volume of this body is 1 by 4000. So in the place of volume, we are going to substitute 1 by 4000 into density of the fluid is 800 into acceleration due to gravity is 10. After that, 2 zeros gets cancelled and 3 zeros gets cancelled. Then the expression can be represented as 2 by 5 into 8 by 4. 4 2s are 8. Then here we have 4 by 5. Then after that 0.8. 0.8. This is the buoyancy force acting on the body. Now we have to represent apparent weight, where apparent weight is equals to actual weight. Actual weight of the body is nothing but mass into acceleration due to gravity. 0.4 into 10 minus loss of weight due to buoyancy force 0.8. 0.4 into 10 is 4 minus 0.8, nothing but 3.2 Newton. This is the apparent weight of the body within the fluid. Now we are going to discuss about Archimedes principle. As we have known about this Archimedes principle, Archimedes is being asked to find out the gold within the crown. So in order to find this, he used this principle. When a body is dipped within the fluid, the same amount of fluid will flow away from the vessel. That is being explained by Archimedes. The same principle is being explained here. After that, force of buoyancy on a body immersed partly or wholly in a static fluid is numerically equal to weight of the fluid displaced and is directed vertically upwards. So here when we consider a container which is completely filled with the fluid. So here when I dip a solid body within the fluid, the weight of the body will be equals to the amount of fluid which has flown away from this container. That is being explained by Archimedes in order to find the purity of the gold, which is being asked by the king. When I place a stone like this, the weight of the stone is equal to the amount of fluid which has flown away from this container. Here weight of this body is considered as mg. It is considered as mg, and this expression is being represented based on this upthrust, nothing but buoyancy force, and we know that buoyancy force is equal to V rho G, where V is the volume of the body within the fluid, rho is the density of the fluid, and G is acceleration due to gravity. We can also represent this expression in terms of density of the body also. Observe that if I am going to multiply and divide with this expression with sigma, where sigma is nothing but density of the body. So here I am going to consider volume and density of the body. So this volume of the body within the fluid as well as the density of the body represents mass of the body. Why? Because we know that density equals to mass by volume. Then mass equals to density into volume. So in the place of sigma v, we can substitute mass m. As we substitute, the buoyancy force can be represented as rho g m by sigma, or we can represent it as mg into rho by sigma. or we can also consider it as mg, nothing but weight of the body, into density of fluid by density of body, density of a body. So this represents the buoyancy force, and this is given based on this Archimedes principle. So here observe that this buoyancy force it depends on volume of the body inside the fluid and nature of the fluid, whether it is water, kerosene or any other fluid. Based on the nature of the fluid, we can represent the buoyancy force, whereas this buoyancy force depends upon acceleration due to gravity acting at that point, because so that buoyancy force is equal to V rho g. Since we consider V rho g, here it is depending upon the volume of the body as well as the nature of the fluid and acceleration due to gravity, whereas this buoyancy force is independent of mass of the body, as well as the size of the body. Here it is not going to depend upon the size of the body as well as the density of the body, because buoyancy force always depends upon the density of the fluid, not on the density of the body. So here based on that we can represent it is independent of mass, size and the density of the body. So based on this buoyancy principle, now we are going to represent the relative density of a body. Here when we consider the body weight as W1 when it is in air, when we immerse it in the fluid, the weight of the body converts into W2. Then the change in the weight, W2 minus W1, nothing but buoyancy force, is equal to V rho g. Based on that, here we had represented the expression as mg into rho by sigma. So I am going to represent it directly, mg into rho by sigma, where sigma is the density of the body. This mg can be represented as W1. So here W2 minus W1 is equal to W1 into rho by sigma. Then here we have to represent relative density of the body. Then expression can be represented as sigma by rho, nothing but density of body by density of fluid is equals to W1 weight of the body in the air by loss of weight of the body in the fluid. Weight of the body in air by loss of weight of the body in fluid. This represents relative density of a solid body. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now here we are going to discuss about law of flotation. So in this topic here we are going to discuss about why some bodies are floating on the fluids, just like water, why a ship is floating on the surface of the water and why the stone is not floating on the surface of water is being discussed here. Not only water, we can consider any fluid, why some bodies are floating on the surface of the fluid as well as why some bodies are not floating on the surface of the fluid is being discussed here. Come to the place here. In order to represent this, when a body is placed in a fluid, we consider an imaginary body within the fluid like this. Then weight of the body acts in the downward direction and buoyancy force acts in the upward direction. Buoyancy force. If we consider the body is in equilibrium, it is at a rest position without changing its place, then here we can represent the net force acting on the body is equal to 0. Why? Because the body is in equilibrium state. translaterally equilibrium. Then the net force is equal to 0. Based on this condition, here we can represent a downward force is equal to upward force. So here we are going to consider mg is equal to buoyancy force. Here I am going to represent it as F suffix b is equal to mg, where buoyancy force is represented in terms of volume of the body within the fluid, density of the fluid into acceleration due to gravity. So V rho into G is equal to M into G, where V is a volume of the body within the fluid, nothing but volume of the fluid, V suffix L into rho suffix L into G is equal to volume of the solid body, volume of this solid body into density of this solid body into acceleration due to gravity. Observe that G gets cancelled on both sides. Whereas volume can be represented in terms of area as well as height of this body. Then the volume of the fluid can be represented as V suffix L is equal to area of the body, A into height of the fluid, H suffix L. In the same way, height of the solid body is equal to A into height of the solid body within the fluid. As we substitute the volume in this expression, then we can represent it as V suffix L into rho suffix L is equal to V suffix S into rho suffix X is equal to area into H suffix L into rho suffix L is equal to area A into H suffix S into rho suffixes. Observe that area gets cancelled on both sides. Then observe that H suffix L into rho suffix L is equal to H suffix S into rho suffix S. This represents the condition for law of flotation. Law of flotation. Let us represent the condition. The first condition is here density of the fluid is represented as rho suffix L and density of the solid body is represented as rho suffix S. If density of the solid body is greater than density of the fluid, then body will sink. Body will sink. Suppose if density of the solid body is equal to density of the fluid, then body will float on the surface of the fluid. So here the body will be immersed, whereas it will be on the surface of the fluid, just like this. Just like this, the body will be floating on the surface of the fluid. Whereas if density of the solid body is less than density of the fluid, then body will be floating on the surface of the fluid, just like ships, boats, etc. So based on this condition itself, the bodies are going to float on this surface of the fluid. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Let's solve a numerical based on this law of flotation. Observe that a cubical block of iron 5 cm on each side is floating in mercury taken in a vessel. What is the height of the block above the mercury level? So here we have had considered a mercury and a block is dipped within the mercury like this. Now let us consider the block is up to a height of x within the mercury. Now we have to represent the height of the block which is above the mercury level. So here we consider it as y. Let us consider it as a y. Now we have to find the value of y. In order to find the value of y, we consider the law of flotation, and we know that the height of the solid body into density of the solid body is equal to height of the body in the fluid into density of the fluid. Observe that here density of the mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube and the density of the iron is 7.2 gram per centimeter cube. Let us substitute all these values. So here each side is 5 centimeters. So height of the solid body is 5 into density of the solid body is 7.2 is equals to height of the body in the fluid is x into density of the fluid is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. So from this expression x is equals to 5 into 7.2 by 13.6. So here observe that 3 6 to 12, next 16, 8 to 16, and here observe that 3 to 6, 6 to 12. So here we get a 5 into 36 by 68. So here 3 to 6, 4 to 8, 34. Next here observe that 2 ones are 2, 8 to 16, 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18, and here observe that 2 ones are 2, 7 twos are 14. So that remaining term is 5 into 9 by 17, 9 5s are 45. So here we have 45 by 17, 17 twos are 34. So 34, 1 and 1. So as we place a decimal point here we get a 10, 110, 17 6 7 6 42, 2 102. So here we get a 6 102. So here again we will get a 8 as we place a 0. 17 5s are 5 7s are 35, 5 3s are 5 1s are 5, 5 plus 3 8. Approximately here we will get a 2.65. So the expression can be represented as 2.65 approximate value. Now here we have to represent the value of y, whereas x plus y is equals to 5, then y is equals to 5 minus x, 5 minus x. So let us substitute the value of x. Observe that 5 minus 2.65. So 10 minus 5 is 5, 9 minus 6 is 3, and next 4 minus 2 is 2. So here we get 2.35. So this is the height of the body which is floating above the surface of the mercury. Take a screenshot. I hope that you had liked my video. Please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.